Welcome to Lesson 5, Ancient Rome Workbook, and we're going to begin with our main ideas here at the top. Number 1, many problems threaten the Roman Empire, leading one emperor to divide it in half. Number 2, barbarians invaded Rome in the 300s and 400s. And then number 3, many factors contributed to Rome's fall. In our key terms and people box, we have Diocletian, emperor who divided the Roman Empire into two parts. That's what you heard about in number 1, the first main idea. Clovis, he was a Frankish king who built a huge kingdom in Gaul. Attila, fearsome Hun leader who attacked Rome's Eastern Empire. You may have heard of Attila the Hun. And then corruption means decay in people's values. So down here in the lesson summary, problems threaten the empire. The first question that you're going to answer is name 3 problems facing the Roman Empire in the late 100s. So you're looking for 3 things to list here. At its height, the Roman Empire included all the land around the Mediterranean Sea. But by the end of the 100s, emperors had to give up some land. Rome had to defend itself from attacks from the north and the east. Problems came from within the empire, too. Disease killed many people. Taxes were high. Food was scarce because many farmers went to war. To increase food production, Germanic farmers were invited to work on Roman lands, but they were not loyal to Rome. Again, you want to name 3 problems that the Roman Empire faced in the late 100s. Your next question, which emperor divided the Roman Empire? Which emperor reunited it? So the Emperor Diocletian took power in the late 200s. He divided the empire and ruled the east while a co-emperor ruled the west. The emperor, Constantine, reunited the empire. He moved the capital from Rome to Constantinople in the east. Constantinople had strategic importance because trade routes passed through it. Also, the city was hard to attack because it could be reached by land from only one direction. On our next page, barbarians invade Rome. The first question is, what role might the Huns have played in the Goths' destruction of Rome? Once the capital moved to the east, barbarians attacked Roman territory in the north. During the late 300s, a fierce group from Central Asia called the Huns began attacking a group called the Goths. The Goths were forced into Roman territory. The Roman rulers kept the Goths in control and even paid them not to attack. However, in the end, the Goths destroyed Rome. So the answer for this question is not going to be right in your reading. You got to kind of think, what role might the Huns have played in the Goths' destruction of Rome? Next part, you're going to look for the sentence or the name of the leader of the Huns. So underline the name of the leader of the Huns. After the destruction of Rome, the Vandals invaded Spain. The Angles, Saxons, and Jutes invaded Britain. The Franks invaded Gaul. The Frankish king, Clovis, who was a Christian, was one of the most powerful German kings. He built a large kingdom in Gaul. Meanwhile, the Huns were under a new leader named Attila. He was a brilliant leader and raided Roman territory in the east. Rome's leaders were too weak to survive the attacks. In 476, a barbarian leader overthrew the Roman Empire and declared himself king. This ended the Western Empire. Again, underline the name of the leader of the Huns. Next section, question is, what are 2 factors that led to the weakening of the Roman Empire? Factors in Rome's fall. Barbarian invasions are often considered the cause of Rome's decline. However, the vast size of the empire contributed to its fall as well. Its government suffered from corruption or the decay of people's values. As problems continued, wealthy landowners left Rome. Life became more difficult for those who remained. The population decreased and schools closed. However, taxes and prices soared, so more people became poor. By the end of the 400s, Rome was not the city it had once been. The empire collapsed around it. Again, list 2 factors that led to the weakening of the Roman Empire. And on our last page here, this top section, 1 through 4, you're going to answer each question by writing a complete sentence that uses one of the words from the box at the top. So number 1, who divided the Roman Empire in the late 200s? You will write a complete sentence and you will use one of these words, either Attila, corruption, Clovis, or Diocletian. So number 1 again, who divided the Roman Empire in the late 200s? Remember, when you answer your question, you're going to restate that question into your answer. That'll help you make the complete sentence. So you will write the person who divided the Roman Empire in the late 200s was, or blank divided the Roman Empire in the late 200s. And make sure you put a period at the end. Number 2, who was the fearsome leader of the Huns? Number 3, what do we call the decay of people's values? And number 4, who was the Frankish king who built a huge kingdom in Gaul? And then the last section here, you're going to look at the set of vocabulary terms and then on the line write the letter of the term that does not relate or belong with the other 2. So in number 5, you have Constantine, Diocletian, and Clovis. Who does not belong? Which one of these words or names does not relate or connect to the other one? And then number 6, you have Franks, Attila, and Huns. 2 of them go together and 1 does not. The one that does not, you're going to write that letter on the line. Remember when you are done to go back into the Google Classroom for this assignment. Write that you can put a personal comment in that you did it on paper and make sure you turn it in. Put your name on this paper and be sure to turn it in to Miss Gust.